Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. It's that time of the month. There's her name, by the way, for the new fusion to come in. This is going to be our fusion for April in Raid Shadow Legends. And no, it's not an April Fool's joke or anything like that. This champion looks to be absolutely insanely good, right? We're coming off of the Arman's fusion, which is one of the strongest fusions of all time. Just an absolute beast in arena. Let's see what Eostrid Dreamsong can do for us as well. So she's a legendary force support champion for the Sylvan Watchers. Let's break down her kit. Let's move, I don't know, let's move me over here so I'm not blocking anything important. Slumber Wisp, her A1. Let me zoom it in even a little bit so it's easier to read. Attacks one enemy, 50% chance to put sleep. Actually goes up to 75% chance to sleep. If the target's under decreased speed or weaken debuffs placed by this champion, has a 75. That goes to a 100% chance to place sleep instead. Mostly an arena thing. Like, this might have some vague use in Sand Devil's Necropolis, right? We know that they're potentially looking into nerfing Sand Devil's Necropolis, making it easier to do for more teams so that people aren't forced to cheese it with Godseeker. So we'll see. It could be nice for that. I'd say it's mostly an arena thing. It's very good crowd control for arena. You can pick and choose your target with a high chance, and you are going to be building with pretty good accuracy. So I think this is quite nice to probably lock out their damage dealer mostly. It's pretty darn good. Burst of Spring, her A2. 4 goes to a 3-turn cooldown. Attacks all enemies. Has a 75 going to 100% chance when booked of placing decrease speed and weaken, big versions of both, for 2 turns, and decrease the turn meter of all enemies by 15%. Blessed Dreamsong, her A3, 6 goes to a 4-turn cooldown, puts increased speed and increased attack on all allies for 3 turns, and also fills the turn meters of all allies by 15%, then grants an extra turn. It's insane. Let's quickly cover. She's got a 28% arena speed aura. They are just throwing speed auras in arena at us these days. We've had Wukong, Armans, now her. They're going, guys, bring the speed penta back. Everyone is a speed aura. Let's go. Let's go fast. Life Bloom, her passive, has a 1-turn cooldown. Whenever this champion or an ally has their turn meter increased, heals all allies based on their max HP. The percentage value of the heals equal to half the turn meter increase. So she has a 15% turn meter, so it's a little bit. I will say, because this has a cooldown, I think that this can't proc constantly. So if you've got multiple turn meter champions, I don't think it will proc constantly. But yeah, I mean, so it's going to be a little bit of healing. It's going to be a nice amount, but it's probably not going to be super insane. I mean, unless I'm misreading or misunderstanding the 1-turn cooldown. But yeah, I think that's how I read it. But yeah, looking at the other parts of her kit, we touched on her A1 and her passive. I mean, the combo of this A3, A2 is ridiculously good. This champion is insane. She's amazing. This reminds me so much of Nekmothar, who is one of the best champs for HYDRA in the game. One of the best ones. What does Nekmo do? So I've just opened the game, so it's loading in the things. Increase speed, 30% turn meter fill on a 4-turn with an extra turn. Right? We jump over to her. 30% speed. 15% turn meter extra turn, 50% increased attack. You've got Nekmo's move. You're trading 15% turn meter boost for a 50% increased attack buff. And by the way, she does these buffs for 3 turns. Nekmo only does them for 2. Nekmo is insane. She gives you a better increased speed. It's just it's a better move. It's straight up, her move is better than Nekmo's for most intents and purposes. Nekmo's A2 is an AoE with decreased speed and leech. Her A2 is, I would say, better. It's an AoE with decreased speed and weaken and turn meter pushback. Like, arguably, that is better. Yes, you're going to miss out on the leech, but I would certainly say for a player building a budget team for HYDRA, if you get her into your team and you get in let's say an Ugo who's going to be bringing the leech anyway, or maybe you need Deliana for your block buffs or something, right? If you got other sources of healing and the leech isn't so important, getting weakened, there's not a ton of accessible, good weakened champions for HYDRA. Like, I think she's a very strong combo with Ugo, that's an easy fit in. You get decreased defense from Ugo, AoE weaken from her, you've got the leech from Ugo, she's bringing you back up healing, your team is increased speed, decreased speed, you got increased attack. Like, it's setting you up for such a strong team. Like, I think she is nuts. Now, in comparison to Nekmo, where he has an advantage. He has an AoE, really good chance for AoE decrease attack on his A1, and because his A1 is AoE, he works really well with like Curse set or Provoke set. He's super consistent, and Nekmo's got a great passive that's surprisingly good. Whenever a debuff on an enemy is removed, transfers, or expires, or it's like refreshed with a longer duration, I believe he gets that turn meter boost, right? So I've got him in like Cruelty. He stacks Cruelty really fast because everything's an AoE. He gets loads of turn meter. So yeah, we'll have to see her base stats as well. I mean, I'm expecting her to be pretty fast. I think she's bonkers. I think this champion is extremely good. I think this is a must-build champion for basically everybody, right? If you consider Nekmothar to be good, I think you have to consider this champion to be good. I think she is ridiculously, ridiculously strong. I think she's so good. So yeah, that's my thoughts on her. She looks busted, really. She's going to be useful in arena as well. I think, you know, turn meter boost with increased speed, increased attack. It's decent and some control. Probably not. I mean, she's got the aura for arena. She's certainly worth considering for arena. She doesn't strike me as a super endgame arena champ like AoE decrease speed weaken. Not really a thing in arena. The sleep is good. The buffs are fine. She seems like more of a earlier game champion for arena, but a useful one for lots of players to have on their accounts. But to me, she seems crazy powerful for HYDRA in particular. And she's going to be good for progressing generally in the game. Much like Nekmo is sort of generally good, she's going to be, I think, generally good. I'm very curious how much this healing is realistically going to add up to. Very curious what that's going to add up to. But there we go. That's Eostrid Dreamsong. Let me know what you think. Do you think she's as good as I do? I mean, I will say when Nekmo came out, so many people, like so many were like, he's not that good. And I was like, yeah, this guy's a must pull. This is this is the best guaranteed ever. I think Nekmo was 15 sacrets for Nekmo. I was like, this is insanely good. A lot of people skipped it. So I don't know. Maybe Eostrid will get the same treatment. People will be like, she's not that good. Personally, I think she's insane. I think she's great. Really good. I mean, I feel like she is for a lot of players, she's probably going to be as good for HYDRA as Arman's is for arena. Maybe not quite that good, but I mean, pretty darn close. She's pretty great. There you go. That's Eostrid Dreamsong. Let me know what you think. Prepare for this. It starts. Oh, by the way, I didn't say. The fusion will start next week on the 4th of April. That's Thursday, and it's going to be a champion fragment event. So fragments to collect her. I believe we're also expecting probably 2x ancient shards to be in 2 weeks from now, because we got 2x primals this weekend instead of 2x ancients as we were expecting. So the fusion is likely to be summon rush at the start on whatever the 6th or 7th of April, whatever. And then it's probably going to be 2x ancients. So yeah, an interesting question to address immediately. Is it worth getting a soul for this champion, which is probably going to come up in the fusion? Initial thoughts on that. I think with Nekmo, it's very strong because you can run cruelty. For her, probably lean a bit more towards Brimstone. She'd still be okay with cruelty, but like a 5-star soul for her doesn't seem as nuts, in my opinion. Like Brimstone is nice, but it is quite random in HYDRA. So yeah, that's my thoughts on initial thoughts is absolutely nuts fusion. Definitely get her. The soul though might be a bit more optional, is my thoughts. I'd be prioritizing souls for like arena champions. I think the soul for her is more optional. But let me know what you think. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.